Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aintree Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 13th of April 2024. Going to look at the featured fifth race, the 4 o'clock from Aintree, the Grand National. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. The big one here, the fifth race, 4 o'clock, it's the Grand National. It looks like it's going to be an excellent race this year, so let's go into it right now. The fifth race, it is the Randox Grand National. It's a premier handicap chase for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $1.2 million, raced for 7-year-olds and upwards. 34 horses are entered this year to go the distance of ground of 4 miles and 1/4 over the Grand National course. It's soft to heavy in spots, I believe, so it's going to have some give in it. Quite a bit of give in it considered the last few years where it's been run on, not that soft ground. With that being said, I'm going to give you 3 horses I think can win. We'll definitely use them in the quarter play spot here, but I'm going to definitely use them all in exact forecast combinations. The 3 horses I'll be using here are the 10 horse Mahler Mission, the 18 horse here Mr. Incredible, and the 26 horse Meeting of the Waters. So 10, 18, 26. We'll talk about all 3 of them, starting off with the number 10 horse here, who is Mahler Mission. They say you were going by Mahler here. Gets the jockey booking of Ben Harvey on this one for John McConnell. The horse's most recent outing came 2nd December at Newbury, yielding ground 3 miles and a quarter in a premier handicap chase, and he finished second by 2 3/4 lengths, and he jumped a terrific race that day. He kept going late. He just needed that extra turn of foot late, but he got around the race course well. He's coming here off a little bit of refreshing, which slightly scares me, but I think he goes up with with the soft ground. He looks like he could stay for days, and I think he's sitting on a very good run here today. 2 back of Carlisle, 5th of November, 2.5 miles in Class 1 intermediate chase. He finished second by 3.5 lengths that day, and again, he just needs something more late, but he was staying the trip well. I do think that trip was too short there, and then he ran Cheltenham last year in the amateur novices chase for the amateur riders there. 3 miles 3/4, 14th of March 2023. He didn't finish the race. He fell out of it. What can you do? That's the only blemish of his form guide as recently. Before that, he had a very good place in the William Hill 10 up novices chase in Navan in February 2023, where he placed by 3/4 length behind the winner who just had the jump on him. But this horse, he was staying well over probably a trip. It was just a little bit too short for him. I think he's been crying out for a longer trip. He's going to get it here today. He gets a good weight of 159 pounds. I think he's sitting on a good run. I think the 18 horse here, Mr. Incredible, could get a trip also for Brian Hayes and Willie Mullins at Euro Gambling by Westerner. Most recently in the Midlands Grand National at Utoxeter, 16th of March, over the 4 miles and 1/4 there. He finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. He had the heavy weight that day of 168 pounds, and he was on the drive excelling. He got around the race course well in the very demanding ground, which we're going to see quite similar ground today. He just missed late with that heavy weight, but he ran his heart out, getting a lot less weight here of 151 pounds in this spot, which I think would suit him well. I think he could get redemption from his race last year here, where he just didn't finish the race. He lost Hayes up last year, and what can you do? He just wasn't, staying afloat there. And then Cheltenham last year in the amateur handicap chase over the 3 miles and 1/4, he finished third by 5 3/4 lengths, and he got around the race course well. I thought he won more ground there, but again, he jumped terrifically with ginormous weight on his back. And then prior to that, in premier handicap chase at Warwick over 3 miles 5/8, he finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. He just kind of yielded late, off a little bit of refreshing. He needed the race. I like the race at Utoxeter a few weeks ago. He gets a lot less weight, which should suit him well. I think he's coming to this race a lot better than he was coming into last year. I'm going to give him a shot here at 8-1 on the ticket, and also the 26 horse Meeting of the Waters for Willie Mullins and Danny Mullins, the serial gallon by Court Cave here. Most recently at Cheltenham a few weeks ago in a premier handicap chase of the 3 miles and 1/8. He finished third by 5 3/4 lengths that day. He just kind of yielded late. Maybe the going got to him. Prior to that at Leopardstown, against a little bit tougher competition in the grade 3 Leopardstown handicap chase, he lost Hayes that day. What can you do? Just couldn't stay afloat there. And then during the Christmas meeting and an illicit handicap chase, he won by 4.5 lengths. And he's on the drive excelling to the task. A very good race, and he won a Court before that. Out of the 3 horses, he is on the bottom of my list here that I like, but he's run these good races in the past that can get him to the winner circle. But I would have liked the better run at Cheltenham last time out. But at 7-1, he could definitely win. I do like the weight on him also of 148 pounds, and it looks like with the blinkers, he will concentrate to the run. If out of the 3 horses now that I could give you, if I had to give you a top selection here, I think it would probably be the 18 horse Mr. Incredible, and then probably go to 10 horse Mahler Mission. That's going to be probably my top 2, 18-10. And like I said, use Meeting of the Waters underneath, but very wide open race. I would use all 3 of them in that forecast exact combination here. But looking over some other horses here, as a just talking about them right now, I think of a bit of an outsider here that could possibly get a trip to win. I kept going back to this horse, probably fourth on my list. Would be the 20 horse Gallia de Leto for Harry Skelton and Dan Skelton, the mare here. It's probably been a while since the mare won this race, but won over Market Racing in November quite nicely, and in the longer division for the against these kind of horses, she's been running good. She gets a lot less weight at 20-1. I would use her also on the bottom of the ticket. She's just not quite, she's gonna have to jump a terrific race here, but 20-1, like I said, if you're gonna use a horse in the place of Quan Pod, I would use her there also, the 30 horse Gallia de Leto. So we'll add her to the ticket. But to recap my selection for the 4 o'clock now from Aintree, the 5th race, it is the Grand National. Like I said, we're gonna give you my top 3, or we'll add the 30 horse also, Gallia de Leto. Again, pardon the French, it's horrible. But to recap my selection now for the Grand National, we're going to go 10, 18, 26, 30. So 10, 18, 26, 30. Those are the 10 horse Mailer Mission, the 18 horse Mr. Incredible, the 26 horse Meeting of the Waters, and the 30 horse, like I said, my French is horrible, but Gallia de Leso. But we'll use all 3 or 4 of them in the Placer Quan Pot. I'm definitely going to use them in a 4 horse exacta forecast combination box here, stateside, for my wager. But it's going to be an excellent Grand National. With that being said, good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everyone.